And off the top rope, it's JackJack 1620. Ah, Giovanni's down.
Oh my god.
That's right. See you after 8 hours. Illustrious hosts. JackJack 1620.
Sup?
It's his world. I'm just living here. It's JayTI7N. How's it going?
It's good, man. I'm glad you did the Giovanni intro because Giovanni is a menace. Anyone who's trying to go for Shadow Kyogre right now, power up your boys. Make sure you have those revives ready. Because he's no joke.
It's a rough go of it.
Yes, but awesome. how has it been?
It's been good. Pokemon Go had a couple of pretty fascinating things. So the rocket stuff is going on right now.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool. So one of the few events we get where we can TM frustration away on some of our stronger Shadow Pokemon, which is awesome. Because for those that don't know, for whatever reason, Shadow Pokemon are typically your best attackers in a lot of different categories. So like Shadow Mewtwo is always a monster.
Of course.
In everything that Shadow Mewtwo can be thrown in, it's going to be really strong.
Definitely.
In like when it comes to even like your starters, like Shadow Pokemon, just because of the way it works, that they get a bonus to their attack and their,
it does come at a cost.
Negatively affects their defense, so they take more damage and stuff like that.
It also costs more to power them up too.
Way more to power them up.
So
so they're an investment for sure, but they are good. And if you want to just have a really good raid team or something, a Shadow Pokemon definitely helps.
Definitely.
So I typically like the rocket events for those reasons. It's another one where they unlock a lot of the shinies that all the grunts can run around with. So having Shadow shinies is also kind of a fun.
It's such a special treat when it shows up because you're not expecting it and then it's there. Like I still remember getting my shiny Growlithe when they first rotated to have Growlithe, and I think right now it's Bagon. I don't know how anyone pronounces it, but he's out. Zubat now could be shiny, and then I think it's Tentacruel or Tentacool is the other one. So when you're out there searching for them, obviously like I think one thing I've noticed since it did just kind of start today, it's just this weekend, and I've noticed it other times too, is that the leaders are really hard to come by. So like you really got to drive through your neighborhood, pop on the radar every now and then just to see what's in your hood, and go from there. Like thankfully in our neighborhood, like Meadowwood, there's a good amount. Like there's at least one of each, including Giovanni, which is nice. So. Because I think that's a downside with the balloons. I kind of want them to turn up the frequency of them to like every 15 minutes instead of like every 30.
Yeah, like it was kind of nice to, every 30, that's nice, but they're not coming frequently enough. For an event like this, it would be nice to just get completely bombarded by balloons.
Yes, they should take over the skies.
Because the downside, like you were saying, we were, I went out to the Southwest Plaza Mall area with Carla because that's kind of our stomping grounds now. And we were out there because long story short, she's trying to level up to 45, and that's when all the rocket stuff is.
I feel that.
Beat all your rockets, beat all the rocket leaders, X amount of times, all the other stuff, and we were like, this is a great opportunity to help her level up and all this other stuff.
Definitely.
And we were excited to try to hit a bunch of rocket leaders, and in the stops they were nonstop grunts everywhere, and that was awesome. But the leaders just didn't show up. It's just like legitimately we didn't see. I don't think we saw any on stops. Just like out in the wild. They came in balloons, but that was it for us. So like, and we had maybe just change our scenery, like go around a little bit to another place or something to see them potentially. But like I was still just really surprised.
Yeah, it's kind of a letdown when they don't show. And then the other part too is like the thing I like now that they've updated since the kind of start of Giovanni coming to the balloons is that Giovanni will now show up as soon as you have your radar out. Like he'll be in the balloon if he's ready.
You get the da-da-da-da-da-da, and you're like, it's on.
It's like, you better be here, Beach. But what I really want them to do is like for specific leaders you need, I wish they just send them. Like it does help like for in Carla's situation or anyone trying to get to level 45 to have the bosses kind of be random. But like I think the last rocket event, I was trying to fight them because on Chris's account, I'm also trying to get to level 45.
Yeah.
I think I had Sierra like 3 times in a row on a balloon, and there was no Sierras in my neighborhood. And I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah, that is annoying for sure. So yeah, and we were thinking hopefully that this would be a good event to get more leaders, because leaders is a bigger part of that. Like we can run into grunts everywhere, and we're stocking up on all the rocket radars and stuff. But just a little bit disappointed in I guess the balance of grunts to leaders or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. And the other thing, just to kind of chime in real quick.
Yeah.
So I saw Niantic also was doing updates to the visuals. I've seen in New Zealand that it looks really gorgeous. They have new terrains for like mountain, all that jazz, mountain, sea, city, suburban.
Yeah.
To me, especially with this rocket event, the only request I want is that if you have a radar, you should still be able to get the pieces from the grunts. I don't see why you can't just keep collecting those pieces. Because once you have a radar, you can't collect pieces anymore.
Yeah,
even if
it's obnoxious.
That's all that's around. So like you're saying, like with all the grunts spawning everywhere, to me, I should be able to hold 30 plus, or they should be like the shards. As soon as you get your pieces, it generates it and it just sits, and then you could keep going and keep going. So that'd be my one thing. Like I think it's great Niantic made a change. I just think it was in the wrong area. Because to me, I'm like, I wanted to stock up because right now, like you said, is a great opportunity to be able to stock up on those radars. Because even the box, like I was hoping like that there would be a dope box for it. Like right now, there's a Go Rocket box, which is a premium pass, a radar, and an incubator, a regular incubator, for 315 coins. It's not a horrible deal.
No.
Like I think the value of it is what 150, 100. So there's 250 plus a radar, so 450 roughly, which is exactly the price of that box right now, or before the discount of 30% off.
Quote unquote discount.
Yeah, quote unquote discount. So to me, and I just accidentally bought it because my hand slipped.
Oh gosh.
But to me, it's not. That's not. There could be a better deal. Like you could just do half off on the radars themselves. So 200 is just 100, and just have us buy. But again, like send those balloons more. I guess that's my only gripe with this.
The only other box I saw was like 2,500, and it's like not worth it because you get one radar, one super radar or something, and a bunch of other stuff. They're like, please use during the event, and I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, no, I think they need a little bit of tweaking there. I'm curious to see. You just mentioned it, the visual update. I saw that message go out, and they're like, we're going to try it in kind of specific areas, and obviously New Zealand is always like number one for some reason. I get it. They're the first time zone and all this other stuff. Kiwis. But so they're going to go ahead and start doing that. And I haven't seen the images, so I have no idea what it looks like.
They're nice. Like they actually are reactive. Like I think you can see like you can see the rainfall. The mountains look dope. The sea looks pristine. Mm-hmm. I just don't know if it's needed, especially again.
Oh, it feels very unnecessary to be honest, because like Pokemon Go has its own style in the Pokemon universe, but Pokemon also has, kind of a distinct style that people like. And like, yes, you can update the visuals, and I know that's always been one of the biggest complaints on like the mainline games.
Right.
It's like, oh wow, these look terrible or something like that. However,
like, shut up, ho.
Even though I had arguably the most fun playing Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. So some of the systems are there. It definitely doesn't look great, and they do get by doing the least amount, and we can talk about that later in comparison to another game that just released.
The battle.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm kind of curious if this is like one of those like things to distract players from our typical complaints or whatever. Like, ooh, shiny, and then we just... Like, I mean, obviously people are still going to be upset about things. I think one of the biggest things that most people are upset about now is like when Niantic releases like special, like paid research, but it can time out. Like it can disappear on you or whatever. That's messed up. Like
it is. It really is. Like, what was it? Was that for the Master Ball?
Well, the Master Ball.
Timeout, or so I remember that if you didn't finish it in time, then you had to like pay for it later. I remember that was an event that like you had a set time.
That might have been one. I think but it feels like every event. I think even this Rocket one has like a paid research, but if you don't do it in time, you're gonna time out. It's like you're gonna lose it. Well, use it or lose it, or whatever they say.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to be better again about spending on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like like we talked about, the only thing worth it to me is incubators, purely for those shiny regionals that will be in those 7K eggs in the future. With this event in particular, like obviously I went out for shadow hunting for the Hourz. Yeah. I like to thank everyone in Aurora Masters who joined today, Saturday. It was a great turnout. We had like 13 accounts.
That was
went pretty strong.
A good pod to roll around with to do this. Yeah.
Like obviously the same complaint exists of I just wish the frequency was consistent like it is for the 3-hour raid events. Mm-hmm. Like I get it's a raid weekend, sure, but like not everyone's gonna be starting at 6 a.m. and going all night, especially when they're so spread out. So I think over the 2 hours we only were able to do 10 that was relatively close in the area, and I had my little whiteboard ready. I was plotting routes.
Yeah, and so like without you being able, without someone like you doing all that, how do you feel about that? Because I was a little, confused. Because I mean, obviously, I guess I just didn't read it right. I thought it was gonna be more like a raid day setup, like we had in the past.
No,
but no, it was like very sporadic. Like, okay, take your time, play as you go, and like usually I'm a big proponent of that.
Yeah.
So, but it's harder to like as a community leader, for instance, to organize those raid day-esque events or like getting enough people together to do that, because like, yeah, sure. In Magical Christmas Land, you can get all 13 of those trainers to go around with you all day looking for a hole.
Yeah.
No one got fucking time for that. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Like,
and I know there's other folks like that have gotten like a bus together and like did all that coordination, and kudos to you. Like if you're able to get like a caravan, a bus, a like mini bus, whatever the you're able to get.
The Vanga bus.
Yes, those would be fantastic. But I'm not going to spend that money on a bus just to do raiding for 2 hours. Like, that's wishful thinking.
You know what? No, we would be doing it in a limo, bro. You imagine?
Just imagine. Chaos.
They have to raid our limo.
They'd be like, what the fuck is going on there? But no, like, again, like, the people who came out for this, I appreciate, because they followed the flow, and I think it started off better. So the tips that worked well for this, or the trials I did this time, was I checked out the radar map 30 minutes before and tried to map out like the best route. So as soon as 10 hit, we could be at the location starting the raid, as opposed to going to a place, then looking it up and then being like, oh, I just missed 5 good raids I could have went to.
Right.
We repositioned our start point, which worked out beautifully. Like we started at Nick's Garden.
Love it.
We're all able to get there because my whole thing when it comes to raiding is location, parking, and accessibility.
Yeah.
So if one of those is compromised, we can't do it. So like we found out there's some park. It's called like Shadowa Library, or I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Shenandoah.
Yeah. Shenandoah, whatever. It's off of like Smoky.
Yeah. I know where that's at.
I put it down, and then Dotman's like, Jack, no. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it's a gated community, and so you don't have access there. And I'm like, well, son of a bitch. So like immediately I hop on Discord. I'm like, hold on, like don't go, like pull off to the side right now. Let me look for locations. The other thing I did was I think more transparent about like my style. So I was like, hey, here's the first few locations. I'll be posting that up. Please be patient with me. If there's a lull, I'm looking for stuff to try to find the nearest route or find the best thing. And then as we'd go to certain locations, I'd be like, hey, I've never been here before, or hey, parking here is crap. So like we went over to the China Chef area because it was like the Islamic Center had a gym.
Yeah.
Parking there is atrocious.
Impossible. Yeah.
The potholes for like, ugh.
That's a minefield. Yeah. It's pretty
like,
bad.
You will break a tire, like you will fall into a hole, into the abyss.
Yeah, you'll see your wheel just roll off. Just
basically. So I like told people like, please be careful. Even Dotman's like, and no one there also was parking within their lanes.
Oh no!
So that was a blast.
Lanes? There are lanes?
Like, what are stripes?
There are parking stripes.
What is that? What does that mean? So yeah, it was, that area wasn't so hot, but at least we're able to get in, get out.
Yeah.
And then because of how far it was, or the spans between the raids, I'd be like, hey, this raid starts at like 11:15. The next one isn't until like almost 11:28. So take your time. Like, don't try to rush. I'm not hauling ass. This isn't Fast and Furious or Tokyo Drift trying to get to the next raid. In the past, it used to be like that. But that's absolutely. When, like, I still remember flashback to, like, the Zapdos one.
That's yeah.
That, like, one of the OG ones where everyone converged. It was, like, almost 100 people at fucking AMC. Yeah, and then, like, everyone's departing and, like, running, like...
Yeah, it's like that whole parking lot was full of just us raiders, and they were like, okay, let's consolidate. We got like 4 people per car, and we still had like 30 cars going at once. And so like
that was sweet though.
It was just a literal train. Yeah,
yeah, those are good times. That was when pre-COVID.
You remember I didn't get any shinies.
That was, I got them on
Corey's account, which I traded over to mine. But like anyway, no, that's like I was saying. So that's kind of interesting because it's on one hand it's nice to spread out and be able to take your time or carefully plan out. This is gated. I can't even get in there. Then I can delete that from our route because otherwise it's look guys, it's spawning in 5 minutes, and if we don't make it there, we're not hitting that raid, and then we won't hit the raid next to it, and all this other stuff, and you learn that information too late. So on one hand, that's nice. But it does lower your frequency. So now you're not doing 20 raids during a typical raid day or 30 raids if you're gnarly. You're doing 10 over the course of the day, and like I said earlier, no one got time to spend all day doing it because usually other people, especially this is your only weekend. This is your day to do a lot of other things too.
And it's a gorgeous day today too.
Today was perfect, especially compared to some of our recent days, like the below zero days. But yeah, no, it's kind of an interesting. I'm not sure where I stand in terms of do I like this better than only a 3-hour window to hit all those raids. Because like it felt like with those, at least in the past, like with the other Shadow late raids I've done recently, okay, you can go out for an hour and still hit 10 raids.
Well, and it's mainly just because those are 3-star raids.
True.
So like the frequency is also different because it's everything.
Yeah.
That's where I wish they would take that same frequency of everything and give Shadow Ho-Oh a 3-hour window. Like you could still have a raid weekend of it. Go ahead. I think like if you have people who do stuff later, that works great for them. That's where I kind of wish they would let you. I think back to like the Elite raids where there were set windows of those Elite raids. Like when you got that ticket, it's like you have from this time to this time. That's it. Yeah. But they weren't always the same. So you might have like a 3 to 5, and then you had some that were like 6 to whatever, or some that were like 11 to 1. And they gave you that window so then you could coordinate with people. Yeah. I kind of wish like you could sign up for a window. I know that would take a lot more effort, so that's why I'm just saying give me a 3-hour burst. Yeah. To do it like they've done in the past for the others during that raid weekend for these Shadow 5-star raids. Yeah. And I'd be like really happy. Like I'd actually probably use more passes because I'm like I can hit my 11 in the hour, it refreshes. Yeah. Hit that shit again.
Well, and that's something like I know we've talked about it a couple times on here. You talked about the community ambassador stuff. What does it mean to be, or how can you even get that status? Because we're not, even though we help run a community. Yeah,
people definitely asked if I could, and I'm like, nah, fam.
No, it's like again, we can get into the politics of that in a different time. But like, the only reason I'm bringing that up is because at Southwest Plaza, I don't know who it is, but there is a community ambassador Pokestop in that mall, and it's like not a permanent Pokestop type deal, and it comes out during events or like it was at community day. So it's like that. If they want to help empower community ambassadors, or whatever, maybe we do whatever we need to be in a community ambassador. If they give us the flexibility to, hey, here's a raid weekend, kind of similar that they used to do with their partnered. Like Piper Inn, for instance, when we were originally going to set up this whole like monthly thing there, they're like, yeah, we can set a raid, 5-star raid whenever you want. So if you want to make that event on, July 21st for Chris's birthday or something like that, we would have it here. You can set the raid at 2 p.m. Everyone can eat their lunch, enjoy everyone's company, do your PvP labs, things like that. Also have a raid, so it's a big community event. They have the power to do that as a partner or whatnot. What if they gave that power to, like I said, community ambassadors? So it's like, hey, you're part of the Aurora community, whatever you call yourself. You can be Aurora Masters, you can change it, Aurora Pogo, doesn't matter. Point is, now you have a toolbox. So on community days, you can help enrich an area for a community day. So you can add more stops, or you can add more, or like turn on certain aspects or something like that. I don't know what the toolbox would be, but I feel like it'd be really cool if they added that kind of toolbox for events like you're saying.
It would be
it's
dope.
Like, hey, you guys want a really successful raid hour? Well, we can set up a raid hour between 11 and 12 on this Saturday. We can run these raids. We can even plan the route. Like you can turn on whatever gyms. Imagine.
Oh my God.
So like, I'll hopefully put that into the ether.
Please,
Niantic, listen to us. I know you're busy, worried about like upgrading the visuals, but
or Power World, but like, it's so creepy that you brought that up, because I was just thinking about that, because Dueling Land Stop is gone.
Yeah.
And I was talking to, I think it was Dotman, and he was saying, like, sometimes when companies move, you can ask to have the gym or the stop moved to your new location, but that could take months for them to do that. And I was like, I'm hoping Dueling Land is just moving their thing to where it's over their store instead of their old location.
Yeah, I would hope so.
It being in the same plaza, I didn't see why that was necessary.
Yeah, I was like, you hit it from wherever you're at.
Yeah, it still has your name. Everyone can see it as long as you're close. But that's each to their own. But I was wondering about that, like, because again, we see all the rollouts of other information. We're like, hey, we're updating this. They obviously had made some other feature updates, like the items, like heal all, revive all.
Yeah, revive all. Yeah.
Kudos, beautiful.
Being able to save your search history.
Yes, Chef's Kiss. Like, those are quality of life adjustments I appreciate.
The only search history you want to keep around.
Yeah. The visuals, like, I already thought it was fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It has a style, like, yes, it's not groundbreaking. It's not whatever, but, like, it doesn't need to be.
I just wondered why that came up. Like, maybe that was a quicker fix than some of our other suggestions. Because I know, like, we've had a fuck ton of them.
Of course.
I just wonder again, because I always see, like, their surveys, like, do you like this game? Are you, like, would you recommend it?
I hate this game. I play it all the time. No,
out of all the surveys that they send, it's never like, what aspect would you want to see us improve?
They're not looking for the feedback that they keep telling us they're asking for.
So that's the thing that always gets me. I'm like, come on, guys. Like, you have this opportunity. Like, you can easily do a vote system within our games. Oh, you obviously keep stats, because we see you do that on all the Go Fests. You're showing all the count. Yes. Would you like when they had us pick when we had the vote
for the Pokemon?
Oh my God.
Like, which one do you want? We'll catch more of this one.
The shenanigans. I was like, and that's where I would love for them to do that. Obviously, everyone's catching everything, but to me, it'd be like, that would be like field research as you turn in.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. Like, use field research as actual data points.
Yeah, or again, they have us catch all of it, and then we invest our catches into our votes. So it's like,
trade in which Pokemon you want to see the most.
That'd be dope.
You caught 400 Mudkip.
Yeah, it's like, you see Mudkip's more. I'm like, yes.
Yes.
But like, I think that'd be really sweet, is like, use your platform to get the people's voice. And again, I'm not saying you have to give us every option, but do like a top 5. And let us vote for something. Like, I would love them to do a vote for your community day. Like, which Pokemon would you like to see? Because I thought that was really cool.
It was fun.
The first execution was kind of hard because the field researches, they didn't refresh all the time.
Right.
So once you did them for that day, it's gone. So you had to like go through neighborhoods doing shit.
You have to really go, by the way.
That makes us menaces.
Have to go to Colorado Springs to vote on this or something.
You know? And then obviously I always think about rural areas, because they're like, I'm just a 13-year-old out in like Deer Trail where there's probably like 10 stops and 3 gyms.
Should have thought about that before your parents let you live out here, dumbass.
Ugh,
no,
worthless.
But for real though.
Yeah.
I feel like, obviously I don't know anything about game dev, and the kind of games industry is kind of a terrifying place to be right now. They've been laying off people
left and right.
And
I'm not expecting the programmers to try to change it. But keep your jobs, you got bills to pay.
Yeah, I get it. But like, yeah, I'm just curious, because like, you have so many opportunities to get data points, and people are still playing Pokemon Go.
Yes.
Even like, when they're like, I'm diverting resources into visually improving the game, which, usually to me, I'm like, okay, that's cool. I like visual things, but I also buy the most expensive phones on the market. Some people don't have that luxury. Like,
Yeah.
some people, like my mom plays or used to play on a not great phone. And so I would even lend her like an iPad or something because it would play better on that. Now people are like, oh, I have to do a visual upgrade to a game that already looks okay. Like, I don't need all that. Which, you know, again, I'll enjoy it because it's coming out and I like visual things, but I just don't think it's on the priority list. And again, it feels just kind of like a look at the shiny thing while this is struggling, or you know, this is still a fucking mess or something like that.
I always think of like the one where there's like the crack in the tank and they just like put a piece of tape.
Oh, to the
yeah.
Oh my gosh, what is that called? Flex Seal.
Yeah, Flex Seal.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like I always think about that meme, especially like job performance is like, yeah, we have all around turnaround, but you guys are feeling bad. Pizza party. Yeah. Right? That's what this visual feels like. The equivalent of is like a pizza party.
You just laid off 15% of your comrades.
Yeah, pizza party.
Pizza party.
And which is funny because obviously we want to do a pizza party as thing.
I love pizza parties.
For Go Tour, which we still will do. Like, you want to go to Heroes? We're gonna order pizzas, so I'll make some sort of advertisement and put that out for the Aurora Masters and Aurora folks if you want to join us.
We'll have DJ JackJack 1620.
I fucking wish I could DJ. I am not of that skill set.
Just gotta tell Heroes like, hey bro, you want people to show up?
Well, that's what I'm wondering is like, should I tell Heroes like, because I don't honestly know how many people would like RSVP.
I don't know either.
Like, but if anything, I'd just be like, get a table, sit in one of those areas and just like hope for the best. And then if someone comes up, be like, hey, I'm with them, I'll be like, hey, I'm ordering another pizza for that table.
Yeah.
And just do something like that. Because
I think they'll work with us either way. But either way, you know, that's going to be fun. And
that's not like, we're not like a work conglomerate. Like, obviously, like, when it's pizza party
you guys
amongst
are getting
friends.
Paid? No, I'm kidding.
You get paid for this? I fucking wish, bro. That'd be dope. No, I feel like, and that's where, again, the community leaders, shout out to you guys and anyone who's like really adamant about doing stuff in the communities, be it running raid trains solely or having community events. Like, I know there's been folks passing out pins recently,
that's so cool.
Which I thought was really cool. We'll obviously be doing pins on upcoming Community Day, which will be February 4th for Chansey. Now, that's going to be an interesting one because obviously Chansey's been out forever.
A little bit.
Its shiny has also been available for quite some fucking time.
A little bit.
So, and I think what move does it get? Is it Wild Charge?
I don't.
I think it is
something weird like that. Yeah.
I think it is Wild Charge. Like, and I was like, poor K. Like, that is such an unexpected move.
Pain. Yeah, because Chansey, well-known physical attacker.
Yeah, I was expecting like Soft Boil. Like, that would have been a cool time to introduce a healing move.
Healing, yeah.
But then I can only like think of the shenanigans that would be afoot with Pokemon that can heal, especially like gyms. It's like surprise. Oh yeah, it is Wild Charge. I was correct.
Wild Charge.
So, and the other thing, obviously, like Happiny will be able to come out in 2K eggs. I kind of expect it to be the same kind of flop-ish nature. Like when it was for Togetic.
Yeah.
And everyone was trying to get a shiny Togepi, and it's like, good luck, sir. Again, I personally wouldn't recommend using your hard-earned incubators for this.
No. Especially 2Ks.
Yeah. 2Ks, just...
That's an easy two. That's
use your regular incubators and just walk a bunch.
Walk a bunch, rocker a bunch, drive a bunch, slowly. Whatever it is, like 2K is easy to hatch. So like...
Definitely.
Just like we talked about that one forever, but like just let babies be in the wild these community days.
Yeah, I would love them to try that out, but obviously I've already looked into it. No.
One of the coolest things we saw last Go Tour in Vegas was literal Latios and Latios descending upon you. Now it was frustrating when they ran. My
Vietnam War flashbone. When they stayed and ate all your berries.
Oh, that too.
Little monsters, heathens.
But they were a tough catch. They are legendary. Okay.
The toughest.
And you're using whatever. The nice thing is, my Hourz got the best of me in the first one. I tried to throw a Pokeball at Latios. Didn't work. So is just like, it's like, yeah, bye. You're not going to respect me? Out of here.
Yeah.
But you could see we got a whole wide array of different CPs for them. So it was like one was like 500, one up to like 2,000 or whatever it was. We got to see them in the wild. It was so cool to see it on the map Just tap on it. We'd have the same thing with babies because we don't see them often. You don't have to turn on Babies in the Wild for the entire thing. Do it for the Community Day event. Make Community Days a special event.
Yes.
Yes, you can get the charge move. Yes, you're going to see more spawns of the specific Pokemon. And there's going to be like, oh, yay, more lure spawns or like double XP or double candy or whatever that is. Cool, keep that. But like you can also make the event itself interesting or exciting or unique.
The only thing I'd say if they ever decide to do babies is please, for the love of God, do not make them as small as Gimmighoul. Gimmighoul is like, you have to have your phone.
You don't even know if that's a speck on your screen, like dust or something. Yes, like oh wait, that's Gimmighoul.
Like, obviously, like the year has just started, so there will be golden lure parties at some point, probably in like March.
Yeah, with DJ JackJack.
When weather's better more consistently. Hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on wood.
We got it. It's gonna be good.
But that was one thing is people were always like, is that Gimmighoul? And I'm like, you have to like really be paying attention. Like, you can't just be like kind of like.
No, that's pocket dust, bro.
Pocket dust. Yeah, you can't be absent-minded when hunting Gimmighoul. And I don't want the same thing if they ever did bring babies in. Don't have them that small.
Make them tiny. No, you don't have to make them tiny.
No, like that's my fear. Well, they're tiny Pokemon.
They're small, for the most part.
But like, I just don't want them to fuck up. Like, because to me, make Gimmighoul bigger. Like, he's already too small. Like, Joltik is probably the smallest you should ever go.
Joltik is funny.
But to me, if you're gonna make him small, like give him like an aura, like make it cute, make it like little hearts so you can see that they're physically there.
Okay.
That's one thing. No, obviously, like I've said, I've been playing the Jurassic Park game.
Yeah.
That's one thing that Jurassic Park game has done excellent is if there's a rare Pokemon, I wish Pokemon would kind of do the same thing. If there's a rarity, because they have all sorts of classes.
Yeah.
They have like legendaries, omegas, and all this shit, which I think Pokemon could easily do their own take on it. But if there's like rarer Pokemon that you should seek out, kind of like how they have boosted, how it has a little swirl.
Yeah.
I think if it has like a certain rarity, like that's not a common one. It should also have
just
something
some
around
kind of
it.
visual indicator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like to me, the same thing should go for like if there's, and I know they'll never do it because I do want them to just show shinies on the map.
Like on the map.
Yeah. But to me, if it has the potential, it can look regular, but I want it to be like Let's Go, where it's like the sparkle.
Well, Legends Arceus did something similar. They played a little shiny
that
noise.
chime.
You're just like, and then you're locked in. You're like, where?
Yeah, that's where it turned Velociraptor mode. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
so
it'd be.
I hate that they took that out of Scarlet Violet. By the way, I was like, come on, you guys did it for Let's Go and
that was really cool.
And Legends Arceus with Scarlet Violet because that's a game similar to your complaint here that some of those Pokemon are way too hard to see, or let alone shiny hunt or whatever. So anyway, I wholly agree with you, though I would love to see a XXS, like an extra small baby, and it's just 1 pixel on my screen. I'm kidding. Because I mostly collect the tiny and large
big boys.
Pokemon. Yeah, so big fan. But yeah, no, I still think for these ones, like Togetic, they should have learned from that. Like, okay, Togepi should have been in the wild. This one, Chansey, Happiny is a prominent baby Pokemon. People like it. It's cute. It's got a pinkish shiny. It's like.
Well, see, my hope is
it's kind of okay shiny.
They trial run it with like a classic for Magmar and Electabuzz.
Yeah, like imagine how cool having Magby and Elekid out in the wild.
To me, and make it more of an incentive again. Because trying to do 2Ks of 2 different Pokemon, trying to get 1 shiny for each, it's not going to work. I'm sorry. Like, especially if they do the fuck up where, because I think if I remember correctly from Togetic, Togepi wasn't the only one in the egg slot.
No,
you could still get the others, and I'm like, what a slap in the motherfucking
or
face.
Whatever you're getting at the
time. Yeah, and so I was like, don't do that shit, please. Like, learn your lesson. That's where again, I really do want them to pay attention. I will keep saying it till I'm done with this game of like, learn your lessons.
Yeah.
Since they've already shown up.
I wish the eggs could be like in this case, like a Chansey egg comes out or for Happiny.
Oh, like it's a special
like
egg.
it's a special egg
like,
only for the happening. Or like if it was like for Togetic,
Mm-hmm.
if they brought that back and you're gonna still do the fucking eggs, but all the eggs are like Togepi patterned.
Yeah.
Like and you're like, okay, that one will only have Togepi in it.
Yes.
I understand that. I will focus on those for my hatching, for this event.
Because they've done them from other events. Like they'll make like a special egg that's just of 4 Pokemon of that special event.
Exactly.
Do that whenever you have these egg events. That should just be a default.
Yeah, and
shouldn't even be a question.
And if it's something like Community Day, don't let other Pokemon be in the pool. That doesn't make any sense.
Like obviously, it makes sense if you had those eggs prior to the event. Yeah, it's gonna.
They're not gonna change.
But if it's when the event is there, especially for a 3 whatever hour block.
Yeah, I'm spending a stop. I get an egg. It should only be the egg I'm hunting.
Yeah.
So or quick fix would be just introduce breeding. But anyway. Well, Niantic's not ready for that conversation.
Focus on the egg conversation. Obviously, right now we're in our new event, which is taking treasures.
Okay.
So with that one, we obviously have like all of our shadows. There's like the new update of that. Taking treasures goes through February 1st, which is cool.
Okay.
We have a new introduction of a Paldean Pokemon, Varoom.
It's a little engine.
People kept calling it a vacuum. I'm like, he's an engine.
He's an engine.
He's an
Varoom.
engine. Like, he's
a one-cylinder engine.
Yeah, he's adorable. And I'm like, in his evolution, looks like a car. So I was like, I think he looks dope. I'm not going to say the evolution because I know some people like to be surprised, so enjoy it.
It's redacted.
Redacted. With this event
redacted.
is hopefully Varoom stays within the 12K eggs from now on. I don't want it to be like
it's only during the event.
I don't want to be that like the Odyssey event with Dusk form.
Don't. That was. We chalked that up to a failure.
That is a failure for sure.
That was terrible.
Not a good event. Like the more I thought about it later, I was like, how many people were fucking mad from that? I still look at all those rock roughs I hatched, and I'm like, aside the one that can have the form, and I'm like,
I keep flipping through my rock roast as if it's going to change. Like I'm literally like, hey, maybe they just added the Dusk version to it. You know,
they'll have mercy.
Maybe they shadow patched it in or whatever. The old rock roast, my lucky rock roughs can be no.
Well, and see, for me, I'm not evolving the Dusk form because I'm still confident that Pokemon is going to get a Community Day.
I think so.
Because I feel like I feel that's like that generation's version of Shinx. Because remember, Shinx was able to be shiny well before. It was only in raids. It was like exclusive.
Sorry. You're talking about in the context of Pokemon Go.
In the context of Pokemon
Sorry,
Go,
I was thinking generationally. I was like, I agree. I think that makes a lot of sense because it is a rare spawn. You know, and they've done this with other rare spawns. It's not a pseudo legendary.
Yeah.
Like the other dragons we typically run into, but it is a rare spawn. They did it. You know, it was only in raids or whatever. You can get the shiny from the raid. That's how I got my first shiny.
Yeah. I remember I got mine because that was when I got my Corsica Toad and I got invited to it, or I had it in a raid and it showed up and it was shiny and I was like, I will always remember this day because I named it Corsica. And I was like, my baby.
I do agree. I think it will have a Community Day event or some other at least event specific for it because it has 3 evolutions. It's a popular enough Pokemon. Yeah. That'd be cool. Sorry, my brain got distracted because I'm excited for the inevitable eventual Applin Community Day.
Applin's gonna be
I love
epic.
Applin. It's a Gen 9 Pokemon. It has now 3 evolutions, and it I don't know how they're gonna do Gigantamax, but anyway, it has the 3 evolutions and its shiny is great. I just love that Pokemon. Yes. Anyway, that's in the future.
Another dragon.
But yeah. So we have this event, and they're adding the Varoom to the 12Ks. I didn't find any leaders to get 12Ks from, so I'm still going to try to get those over the course until February 1st.
Yes.
I do like Varoom. I actually ran it on my Scarlet team or Violet team for a little bit.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I like Steel Pokemon specifically.
Yeah. That's a sweet one.
It's a cool one.
Did you catch it shiny?
I did. It's really cool. It's a good shiny too. Yes. So whenever that comes out shiny in the game in Pokemon Go,
y'all are in for
I'm excited. But anyway, so we got that, and then Niantic kind of concerned. I guess because of this other event that's coming before Valentine's Day will be Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year, whatever you want to call it. And that's this is Year of the Dragon, the Wood Dragon.
Wood Dragon, baby.
Which is I've loved. There's a ton of art already out.
Dude, I printed a few because I'm gonna put that on like my little journal.
On tangent, real quick. You know, at the house where I used to do Year of whatever the year was.
Which you're on the whiteboard.
Drew it on the whiteboard. And the last time I did that was in 22, which was Year of the Tiger.
Yes.
And I drew this really cute fat tiger on the whiteboard. And then it's permanently like etched into the whiteboard. I couldn't clean it off. Oh, with alcohol or anything. I could not clean it off. So it's stuck there. So when we go over to the house for like D&D and everything, still Year of the Tiger 2022. So all last year we were joking like, oh wow, it just never got updated. And this year I was like, oh, maybe I'll just draw some dragon wings on it and call it a dragon. But anyway, that was just my quick little tangent between us. But no, the event's actually kind of exciting. We got Drampa, which we've been seeing in the loading screen. It's kind of that old like kind of worm looking dragon. I love Drampa. It's a weird one. It's one of those like, because it's like Drudagon and Turtonator, where they're dragon types, but they don't have like an evolutionary line. They're not. In the game, they're not. There's only one stage. There's not like they're not very powerful or anything like that. But I think they're interesting Pokemon, and I just like them. I thought Drampa originally was actually going to be an evolution of Dunsparce.
He has like that vibe.
You kind of like feel it should be.
It's like that lazy look vibe. Like you're like, I can see it.
And then the other thing about Drampa that I love is like its Pokedex entries. Like basically it befriends people, kids that get bullied. And then it finds those bullies and like burns their house down. So
we all appreciate good arson.
We respect it, the gang. But Drampa is great, and it can be shiny, I believe, right?
Can it?
If it can't be, I apologize. But there's a lot of other good shinies in the event that I'm excited for.
Yeah, let's take a gander at that event. So that event will be February 5th through February 11th.
After this Rocket event ends, it'll be that.
Hell yeah. No, you're right. It can be shiny.
Under a week. Yeah, okay. That's what I was like. I was exceptionally excited for it because it's coming to the game. So it'll be a new Pokemon in the game, and it can be shiny.
Yeah, so some things to know about it. So the spawns will be the regular spawns. I think the highlight of anything will be Jangmo-o. Can't be shiny yet, but they'll be appearing more in the wild.
Jangmo-o is such a great shiny tangent. Do you know what shiny Jangmo-o is?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I don't want to go into it because, again, I think that one would have been a perfect one for Valentine's Day.
And I'm hoping maybe this transitions into Valentine's Day.
This is like it's a Year of the Dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
Do it. Like, surprise us. That's why I was like, man.
So Jangmo-o, there'll be more in the wild. They're still a little bit rare, but they're going to be more in the wild, which is great. It's the little dragon with the heart scale on its forehead.
It's so cute. So the other one that will be my main focus will be Skrelp, because Skrelp can be shiny.
Yeah.
The other Pokemon as honorable mentions will be Noibat, Shuckle, Dratini, Magikarp, and Fennekin.
Yep.
For 1-star raids, it'll be Dratini, Dino, and Gumi. Gumi can obviously be shiny. Just, again, don't go crazy hunting this because Gumi will get his community day.
Yeah.
If anything, for 2024, don't let FOMO control you, please.
The 3-star raids are good.
The 3-star raids will be dope. So it'll be Dredagon, Turtonator, and Drampa.
And the new Drampa.
So all dragons, that's a pretty solid one.
And they all have good shinies.
Yeah, I still have yet to get Tortonators.
So this is your chance. If you have some raid passes, you see some 3 stars.
I don't know if I want to use those raid passes for it.
Well, you might still get some free ones.
Like if people again in Aurora Masters, if you guys see them, like
send that invite.
Send an invite or
at least tag me. Where is it at? Let's go do it.
Yeah. Again, you can just post a picture in the raid reports channel. I know sometimes it gets finicky, like Fennekin.
Yeah.
But
maybe if you don't do the raids, you can at least get it in the next part, which is going to be the field research. So I'm going to be trying to grind those out because there's actually some pretty good Pokemon behind those field researches. And I'm hoping they're manageable. It's not like catch 50 dragons
or raid 3 times.
Yeah, that one's always not great.
I don't like those. I like the ones like you just said, like catch or transfers, because you're already doing that. And to me,
powering up, that's not too bad. I already have some Pokemon that I usually use to I'm still trying to make this one my max Pokemon or whatever. So I'll use that for the power up. But
that'd be another thing I'd want Niantic to do.
Okay.
For the field researches is have them refresh every hour.
Yeah, no, I would love that. Like, especially like again, we talk about like rural players that would benefit them. But
Immensely.
even us, it's helpful because like it makes you want to play. Like on one hand, it's kind of nice to be like, okay, I did the stops in my area. There's really nothing else for me to do in Pokemon Go today outside of whatever the event might be. Okay, I'm done with it. But on the other hand, it would be nice to at least like, because I open it even after I have done everything. I open the game pretty frequently. What are the spawns around me? I'll spin the stop because our apartment's on a stop, so that's pretty nice. But if it refreshed, I'd be like, okay, because I usually do them. I used to hold one just in case I wouldn't, but that's because I didn't live near stops.
Yeah.
Or wasn't like right on a stop or anything like that. Now I'm just like, whatever, I can just spin the stop and get a new one.
Yeah.
So I just turn them in immediately anyway. I would love if they refresh, especially like during an event where a research task like this gives you can get encounters with aforementioned Drampa, Turtonator, Druddigon. You can also get the Skrelp that you're hunting. Tyrunt is always one that I like. I like the shiny.
It's also needed for the Paldean adventures on the 5th.
Yeah.
On the 5th thing, you need 150 field research tasks done.
Yeah.
If they could refresh every hour, I could just... Again, I know the essence of Pokemon Go is to go. We still are.
Yeah.
But I think it's reasonable to say traveling within an hour of your area or spending an hour in your local community is still going.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, again, because it's not like I'll always bring up Deer Trail because it's a small little town, but, like, some people are out there or, like, further areas in rural Colorado, like, where there's not many gyms, not many stops, like... If they could refresh, like that would make community days better, especially for 3 hours. That's just 3 refreshes that they get, but of all the things in your area. So you can have more opportunities for those shinies, more opportunities to spin those stops. I think it would increase activity if that option was there. So I know that's my biggest gripe, or not my biggest gripe, but that's a gripe I have. I do hope it would be kind of like with Inkay or those specialty ones where it's like, those field researchers are everywhere.
Yeah.
But I think this would just add upon that if it could refresh like that.
Yeah. No, it would be amazing. I think, and that's one of those things where it's just the more access we have to these things, the better our experience ends up being.
Yes.
So those field researches are going to be pretty good ones to grind. And again, I'm hoping they're not raid 3 times, raid 5, win 5 raids, win 10 raids. But... because every one of those field researchers has an opportunity to have a shiny Pokemon in it. Obviously, some of them you've seen a lot more than at least us, like Trapinch and Swablu. We see all the time.
Yes.
We got Gible, we got Darumaka, we got the Goomies are going to be in there, Dinos are going to be in there, Dratini's, etc. So I think those will be fun, and I'm hoping they're manageable.
I will hunt for Tyrunt, Drampa, and Turtonator. And Skrelp. Yeah. Yes. Those would be my hunts for sure.
Yeah. I think I'd be pretty cool with all of those outside of maybe Trapinch and Swablu.
Like, I love them. Like, Trapinch, Flygon, amazing.
They're great. We just have 50,000
yes. of them. And again, this could also be another opportunity for them to just add, like, their classic movesets. They don't have to be as great as freaking Community Day moves, but, like, drop them in.
Well, actually, I was going to talk about that next. 2 more parts to this that are kind of important. One is a kind of highly contested topic in Pokemon Go right now, which is timed research. That is usually with paid timed research in these events.
Okay.
So this one is going to have a $2, and you can't buy it with Pokecoins. It's one of those ones you have to pay for money for. They want money.
Okay.
And it's usually they do it with community days. They do it with every event now. It's a timed research. So basically, you if you pay the $2, you can't get that refunded no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if you buy it as a gift for a friend, you can't get it refunded. You're like, oh, my friend's phone literally exploded, can't play Pokemon Go. They're gonna be like, not our fucking problem.
This is our money now, bitch.
Yeah, it's only $2. Well, $2 that buys you food, stuff like that. Like, anyway, point is, it's a timed event, and if you don't complete everything in this timed event by Sunday, February 11th, which hopefully you can, but maybe something comes up, like you get sick or you get surgery. Life happens. If you don't finish it, you just lose it. You don't get anything.
What?
Yeah. So like we talked about it a little bit already now, and then like it's just one of those things where I'm not happy with. I don't like that you can pay for something and lose it if you can't complete it in the time allotted. I think you should be able. I think it should shift to like a special research, and you just keep it and you try to work on it. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Especially if you paid for it. Like,
honestly, that's
why. Like, obviously, it might be harder if the theme is to catch your dragons, but you knew what you're getting into.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we've run into that. Like, we get the free versions of event stuff. So, like, usually around Go Tour, you get, like, the free version of the Go Tour main quest.
Yes.
And one of them, I struggled with, I don't remember which one it was, but it was, like, catch Surskit. Like, catch 5 Surskit. And I just didn't play.
Because they're not there.
When the event was out, Surskit was everywhere. And I was like, oh, I'll handle it later. I'm not pressed right now. And then it took me, like, 6 months to finally catch her 4 more Surskit. I think I finally finished it in Japan, actually. It's like one of those things where it's just like until Surskit came back around. So, again, I knew what I was getting into. I knew that if I didn't do it at that moment, I wouldn't be able to do it for a while. But still, I'm glad it didn't disappear because I didn't do it in time. It just took me a while to get that task off my thing, and that's okay. At least I think it's okay. So it's frustrating that you can lose those, and I know it's getting to be a hotter topic. So keep an eye on that. There is a paid research if you plan on grinding this event, which I kind of do. I might do the $2, but I might not. I don't know. We'll see.
Let me know what it is because I can't find any updates on like what is expected or suspected for it.
All it says is timed research will include Stardust XP, 2 lucky eggs, and then encounters with event-themed Pokemon. So that's more dragon. I'm guessing it's going to be the Druddigon. It's going to be the Drampa. It's going to be like some of the harder, rarer spawns, and that's what they do with these types of things. But it could still be just more Darumaka and Fennekin, which are kind of random spawns for this event, but whatever. So there's that. And then the other thing that they're like asking for is 1 billion nice throws throughout the community over the course of this event.
That'd be easy.
Which we do that every like the first hour, or whatever. Yeah. But anyway, if you do that, there's going to be global challenge rewards for this event. So it's kind of a big event. It's going to have featured attacks. So they're all in question marks because we still have to unlock them during the event. But essentially, evolve certain Pokemon during the event to get a Pokemon that knows a featured attack, and they show off. Looks like 5 here. 2 of them are ground attacks, so I'm hoping maybe it's just Flygon gets a ground attack or something like that. There's another one with a ground attack. There's a fairy attack. There's a dragon attack, and there's one with a normal attack.
Okay.
And so that's if we complete the challenge, you'll unlock those featured attacks. You'll also unlock 7 new wild encounters. They're just question marks, but it looks like at least 6 of those can be shiny in the wild. So it's 7 completely different wild encounters
all
for the event.
Pinches.
Maybe.
All swab the babies.
And then they will also be adding 1 more 1-star raid and 1 more 3-star raid that can also be shiny to the event after the challenge is complete. So it's one of those like complete the challenge, you'll get more stuff for the event for free, which is cool.
I want them to get back to the old gang wars that we used to have.
Gang wars, that'd be insane.
Really
because it's like,
that.
Oh, wow, Mystic, what are you guys doing? How are you not doing anything? There's only 12 people in Instinct, and they're blowing you out of the water, or whatever.
Think about that. Like, obviously, I kind of feel Niantic just has to do equity with us. Like, if the Instinct player base is fractioned based on whatever, you just times our catches by that fraction.
Oh, okay. I like
to bring
that.
us up. That's
I was thinking they just, like, kind of up your numbers. Like, completely unrelated. When I went to a Halo convention and they had a laser tag thing, and it was me, Chris, my brother Zach, and our buddy Bo. And laser tag. You could have up to I think 40 people play in it.
My God.
And the line was really short for that because it was so large. Like the arena was large, and all the laser weapons were based off of the battle rifle and Halo, which is a big deal. It was a ton of fun, and every time you won. You got dog tags, and we were competitive. So we wanted all those dog tags.
Of course.
So what we would do is we'd play, and we'd just get back in line. And we'd play, and we'd get back in line. And then so all the event runners got to know us. And they're like, oh, basically we're the elite squad because we were just dominating
we're
kids and other people. We love laser tag. Why not?
Laser tag is amazing.
Everything else has like a 30-minute wait time. I can literally just keep doing this and have fun with it. It got to the point that the last day we were in there and we were going through laser tag, the staff started joining the other team. But the thing was the staff was like behind us. So like me and Chris are like flanking and we're doing like all this crazy commando bullshit. And then like all of a sudden we called him Master Chief because he's 7'2".
Yeah, you said there was a
he's huge. Like a size 19 boot, that kind of stuff.
Holy shit.
He was huge. We just called him Chief.
Yeah.
Because he's like the same, like built and everything. He's massive.
My
so anyway,
God.
This dude, he comes up basically behind us. Oh my wa mo shinderu, you know, whatever. Nani, and then he's just blasting me and Chris. We're like, what's happening? He's like, bro, you guys, we have to make it fair. And I'm like, that's insane. They just need to get better. Skill issue, whatever, man. Anyway, we still won, but that's what that made me think of. It's like Niantic's just gonna be like, you know what? Maybe we'll just count some of these other numbers as instant.
They have so many. They have so much content to work with.
Yeah, for real though.
To me, it should be really easy.
So yeah, the Dragon event, Dragon Encounter, whatever it's called. I already forgot the name. But it's coming out.
Lunar New Year.
Before Lunar New Year, but it has a pogo name to it. Dragon something. I don't remember. Anyway, point is, it'll be Lunar New Year, or it's about Lunar New Year. And that'll be exciting. And I think that'll be a fun one to grind. It's over the course of a little less than a week. It sounded like 5 to 11.
Yeah.
So, and then right after that will be Valentine's Day. And we haven't heard anything about Valentine's Day, which is a little concerning.
Oh, Dragons Unleashed.
There you go. And hopefully it's not just a rehash of the last year, because I feel like it's unfortunate when it's a little lazy like that. They can splash something new things in there. I think I like your suggestion. Jangmo would be perfect.
Yes.
Especially if that could be an event. Jangmo could be shiny in the game because it's a perfect shiny for Valentine's Day.
I think random side note
for Froze for sure.
Not for the dragon, but just some because you brought up the shiny. They said that I think what's that little Pokemon's name? The little cricket dude.
Nimble.
Nimble
turns into low kicks.
They said that someone has reported 2 shinies. So there's a potential similar to Gibble, because remember Gibble just was under the radar.
Shadow shinied in there. Yeah.
Same with Dino, under the radar. They never announced it.
That is true.
So I think
leaked out there.
If they did that same thing with Jangmo, like it's just shiny and no.
See, that would be fun. I always thought that would be super fun.
How cute would that be? Then you see and it's just like pink. And you're like, I think that'd be sweet. Maybe that'll be what they do.
That would be sick,
I want them to do it. Throw that out there.
So, yeah, hopefully, I've been liking the Rocket event. I think the Dragon event's going to be rocking. And then hopefully they can do something cool for Valentine's Day, and we'll see what happens. They probably don't want to take any thunder away from the Dragon event. So, I think that'll be really neat. What do you think is going to happen for Valentine's? I want
them to be a bunch of wiggle worms, the little Dratini's everywhere.
Wiggle.
So I think Dratini Classic,
red Pokemon,
would be dope.
Okay.
And just have pink Dratinis everywhere.
Another Dratini Classic. Because they did Charmander Classic toys. They've already done Dratini Classic.
Do it again.
Again. Be bold, but never going to happen. Yeah, give me a separate. No, I was gonna say, give me an alternate like Pogo exclusive shiny Dragonite.
Oh God.
I don't mind shiny Dragonite. I know it's
make Dragonite pink.
Yeah, exactly. Just continue that line.
Do it.
Continue that line up.
Yes.
Oh gosh, it'd be so cool.
Or make him gold, like Magikarp.
Love it.
Actually,
that would be sick. Anyway, so I would love to see that. I want to see more Furfros.
Yes.
Furfro.
I want there to be more missions for Furfros.
Yeah.
Again, if you have a shiny Furfro that you don't care about,
send it.
And you live in Aurora, please contact me at Discord at JackJack1620 and some number digits.
I think I can still find you without the numbers, but
I hope so.
Either way,
I hope there's not many JackJacks.
There's
1620s out there.
73 other JackJacks.
I have to eliminate them, like Highlander. It's gonna
there
just
can
be
only,
a fight. There can
only be one.
I
love it.
But yeah, I would love to see more Furfros.
Yeah, me too.
I would love there again. I still want there to be more overlap between the games, between the different game types, platforms.
Okay.
But again, heart Furfro haircuts always a bop.
Gang.
Definitely want to get that situated. I'd love to see something cool, like give Nidoking and Nidoqueen maybe new moves.
Oh, that'd be kind of fun.
I know. I would love for them to have their own community day.
They just like secretly introduce double battles. It'd be a nightmare. I'd love it.
Tag team shit? That'd be dope. And again, call it tag team. They already do it in the TCG. Do it.
Off the top rope. Anyway,
who else would I like to see?
For Valentine's Day?
Yeah. I think Bruxish would be funny. Shiny.
Gosh.
Just because it's an ugly,
looks like that,
ugly fish, but it's like the actual fish of it's really cool from Hawaii.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. Nature is amazing if you didn't already know that. if you just are one of those people that just stay home and like nature, I hope one day you have an epiphany and you go outside and you see nature in its glory and its
agreed. There's so many fascinating things out there. Yeah, exactly. And nature always wins. But like, yeah. So I just don't want it to be overshadowed because we're gonna have the dragon event and then we're gonna have this and then Go Tour Sinnoh.
Oh my god!
Is like right there. So for us, or so sorry for LA, it's gonna be that weekend of Valentine's Day. And then for us globally, it will be the weekend after.
And then also you have the Super Bowl, which is the 11th.
Yeah.
See, you guys should be proud.
Sports
I actually
ball.
Knew that.
Wow, I can't believe Jack knows sports ball.
What?
Send him your Furfros, shiny Furfros to JackJack1620 right now.
If you really do, if you have just extra shiny Furfro, I love Furfro.
It's so good.
I'm trying to get all their haircuts if I can in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing.
Furfro community. I'm kidding.
Put it out there into the universe. All right.
People would be so mad.
For you.
They should have a dog community day. All the dogs. I built an all dogs team on Scarlet.
Yeah, as you should.
I love dogs.
I expect there to be cats. I expect there needs to be more giraffes and things. Speaking of that, I actually saw a giraffe skull recently.
They're gnarly, aren't they?
Dude, they're big.
Well, yeah,
Holy shit.
they're massive, but like they're
yeah.
Giraffes are crazy. We went.
Oh my god.
Went to Zoo Lights and there's the giraffe exhibit was open even at night and like you got in there and they're like, I love giraffes.
Yeah, they're scary.
Tall goats.
Tall goats.
Anyway, so you're gonna say something before that though.
I was thinking kind of like what we had done with the random questions.
Okay.
Of what, but actually apply it to like, it's kind of real world counterpoint or it's a real world kind of base.
Okay.
If you were to give a Pokemon an evolution, which one would it be, and what animal would it be based off of?
Okay,
that would have like its evolution from
Pokemon
past or present.
Evolution, and it needs it needs to be, well, it doesn't need to, but potentially based on something, in an animal. And you're asking me. Mm-hmm. I was thinking, no, that's that'll be a tangent. I'll talk about that separately. Because. No, fuck it. I'll talk about it now because this isn't necessarily related, but I think it would be really cool. So we know how there's the EV and the 8 evolutions, right?
Yes.
There's a normal type EV and then it has 8 evolutions, which means 9 other types are unaccounted for right now. I think to account for all 9 of those, they should just do a regional variant of an EV. Imagine a different, like an Eevee, and then all of the evolutions are just a swapped type. So Sylveon ends up being a dragon type, or like whatever that is.
That'd
and like
cool.
maybe, and this kind of relates to the question you just asked me, is like whatever region they go to. So say it's like South America or something like that, and like maybe they have like some kind of crazy fucking
like leopard,
cat fox thing down there. That could be the like, and it's
known Panthers and shit.
Known for hanging around like graveyards. So the regional Eevee is a ghost, and then because the shiny is like kind of ghostly, you know. Anyway, the regional Eevee is a ghost, and then like it can evolve into those other things. I don't know what it would be. Anyway, that would be kind of neat. But to answer your original question, I think I'd love to give like, because like they've done it recently. They gave like some Pokemon like Mega Evolutions, right? I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I was like Heracross. For some reason, I feel like it should be able to evolve into like some kind of like Jurassic Mega Beetle. Like I don't know how else to explain it. But its Mega's pretty cool. But I don't know if I count the Mega Evolution in its line because it's a gimmick, it's a thing. But I always felt like Heracross needed a little bit more. I love the female and male variants of Heracross.
Just like what they did with Ursaring, like they gave that.
Well, they did the Ursaluna, right? And then Blood Moon Ursaluna is so cool.
Yes. So think of it like you could do that. That's fine.
So okay. So I think I'm
maybe like Hunter's Moon is when it freaks the fuck out and it's just like trying to find that sweet bulb to get that sweet nectar.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. There was one I was thinking of, because one of the other things we were talking about was when they give the random like Dunsparce and they turned it into Dunsparce, which is kind of funny, but like it could have been more. I thought it was going to go into Drampa,
actual dragon,
or something like that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'd have to think about it more, but I think, shit.
The reason why I asked this is I have
one in mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's listen to yours, and I might be able to think of something.
And again, maybe you could focus it even more. So think of it like a specific regional Pokemon that you would like to see.
Okay.
So for me, it was Relicanth.
Okay.
Main reason why was because I had like a Relicanth trade earlier today, and we were talking about it. And I would love to see that one have an evolution to look like like the base. I think the fish is called Dunkleotis or whatever. I'm butchering the name, but it's what you can see its skull at the Denver History Museum. Mm-hmm. Like its skull is gigantic.
Oh, that's so cool.
But it's a big ass fish.
Well, you know that. Okay, I was gonna say that kind of reminds me of Basculegion, but
yes, it has a similar premise. Like that's like, I think, but giving that to like Relicanth specifically, because I think Relicanth is just like a baby fish, and if they had that as like its descendant, like, because I think in some of the maps people have drawn up of like their Poke theories, is that Relicanth is obviously a prehistoric fish, so he's like one of the originals. Basculin and all of them came from him and other stuff, and has like the subsex. Like I would love to see this giant fish be an actual evolution that they found, like at Paradox, whatever. Like we'll just use Paradoxes as there.
Yeah, sure.
And just be like, this is what it would have been had shit just continued.
Oh, that would be cool. I do love Relicanth. I wish it was.
Yeah, I think he could have been cooler. So if you were to do for like a specific regional, like the other one that I would do would be the Oricorios.
Okay.
But make them to where like they almost like Oricorio with like meet Ho-Oh, to where they actually get bestowed their power.
Oh yeah.
Could you imagine how dope those birds would look?
That would be pretty cool.
And they're still dancers. They're just like killer dancers. I would love it. Oh, but man. Now that you have those two examples, what would you choose if you were to give it an extra stage?
An extra stage or regional variant. Mm-hmm. That's a tough one. Still, I think.
Because what about Tortonator? Like, what if you made him more like Godzilla?
I mean, I was thinking, I was like, what could I go into Godzilla? Which. Yeah, that would be really cool. Godzilla -1 was on my mind anyway. Turtonator into like some. I think Turtonator deserves something like that. Something Godzilla-esque or
what about
Druddigon?
Yeah, I never really see anyone give that Pokemon any clout. Like
because like I said earlier, it's like it's a single stage. It's a dragon, sure, but it doesn't do anything. Like,
what would you have him do if he was to like add a feature to him? What feature would you add to him to make him like, holy shit, that dude's a menace?
Well, if you, that's a tough one. I think obviously coming from the gaming background, its stats need to be better for whatever it does. But in order to do that, maybe an evolution was nice. They did that recently with Duraludon in the new game. So in Sword and Shield, it's like, it looks like a hotel, like the Steel Dragon or whatever.
Yeah.
They gave it an evolution in Scarlet and Violet, in the DLC of Scarlet and Violet.
Doesn't it look like a bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It turns into a cannon. So, which is rad. It's so cool. I love that Pokemon. Anyway.
Hell yeah.
So when it first came out, you're like, this is what it is. But now it's much better. I'd love that for something like Druddigon. And then Druddigon, I think, would just become more of that, almost like more European dragon-esque, just like...
Would he add a typing? Like, would he become just pure dragon flying? Or would he be like dragon dark? Well, is there a dragon dark?
Yeah.
Is that Zekrom? No, Zekrom's electric.
No.
Electric dragon, right?
What did I just fight? Giratina? Is Ghost, Dragon, Hydreigon.
Hydreigon is the only dark one I thought.
Hydreigon or the Iron Jugulis. Either way, there is Dragon Dark. There's some dragon typings I think would be cool, like a bug dragon. So maybe you just got like infested.
See, that's what I would have thought would have happened with with
the Applin?
Applin's things is like infestation.
That'd be kind of cool.
To make it a bug dragon.
That's a grass dragon. It's so cool though. Either way, but yeah, maybe it gets
maybe parasect.
Yeah, some kind of parasitic
spores
dragon.
take over.
Dipping a little into maybe the uncanny horror territory, but like be
Last of
really,
Us.
Really interesting. Yeah, I think something like that would be really cool. Godzilla-esque would also be cool. I just love.
Would you
Godzilla.
have it be like Shin Godzilla?
The absolute menace of Shin Godzilla? Yeah. Or the one that keeps evolving? Probably.
Because that was like based on nuclear decay, is what I heard.
Yeah.
He looked terrifying.
Yeah.
I'd be so scared to see that Godzilla.
Yeah, Jardigon does that. Sure. Jardigon goes big balls. We're good.
It just goes nuclear.
Yeah, I guess the only other thing I was maybe thinking of was like we have some like one of my favorite examples is like Oddish into Gloom into either Vileplume or Blossom, like a regional variant of various different flowers. So like right now, for instance, I'm wearing a kind of rose cherry blossom-esque hoodie.
Yes.
So something like in that line, like yes, there's like Blossom's kind of cute flower and Vileplume's like this really cool toadstool or really cool mushroom, mega mushroom or whatever, but like just a different regional variant of that, or maybe something more that we saw like in ancient history or something like that. Like you imagine the flora and fauna during those ages too. Like time. We talk about like dinosaurs and stuff are cool, but like the flora fauna is like you have probably insane flowers that like decay your skin if you touch it, but it's the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen.
Yes.
Or something along those
lines. Bring that shit back.
Yeah. So maybe something along those lines, but like I like that. I think that'd be
I already have my question for the next podcast.
Okay. Well, I'm excited, man. Either way, we had a good event now. We got a couple of cool events around the corner for Pokemon Go.
Hell yeah.
We got a couple cool events we're going to do in person. So, Go Tour, Sinnoh, we're thinking maybe a pizza party. Is that correct?
Or like a little pizza hangout.
Or a party hangout. Come hang with the crew.
Yeah.
At Heroes Pizza.
Heroes Pizzeria.
It's great food.
Stop in, if you
and then go next.
Yeah.
They work next door with our local card shop. Dueling Land does a lot of really cool stuff there. So
yeah, support the card shop. Just support local business in general. There's also like a what is it called? Fruit Shack?
Yeah.
Is kind of like our little local grocer.
It's basically like a little farmer's market, like a permanent farmer's market.
Definitely. It's sweet. Like they have a good meat deal. I think they're still doing it.
Their meat's really good.
It's like 100 pound or something, like 100 pounds of burger for some sort of price.
And they're legitimately locally sourced everything. And it's so good. I love the stuff there. I love when peach season comes around because they go to where I was born, that kind of neck of the woods. And I also put Palisade peaches up against anything. But anyway.
They're solid.
But yeah, you got anything else for the people?
For the people.
DJ JackJack 1620.
Oh, goodness. If anything, I would say start now to develop the habit of opening up your gifts in preparation for Go Tour. Because you're going to be catching a fuck ton. So you want to have enough Pokeballs ready of all types. Have your inventory ready. Again, after Vegas, I have my war flashbacks with Golden Razzes. Yeah. Get your inventory of that if they're low.
Yeah,
get them up.
Real low on Golden Razzes.
Yeah, I haven't thrown a Golden Razz away since that event because I was so traumatized.
Yeah, that's a good one. Same thing, like manage your eggs because we're assuming that the Sinnoh Go Tour will have regionals in 7K eggs. It's been the case in the past. They've been shiny. Yes. Getting the Relicanth shiny is amazing. All of those coming out of 7K. So that was one I was excited to actually get eggs from gifts, and I was holding priority to clear out my incubators and then do eggs from gifts just for that event. So just manage your items, and we'll talk about that probably closer to the event. But
it'll probably be the next podcast, literally.
That's what I'm saying.
Just like
closer to the
prepare
event.
yourself.
Prepare.
If anything, that'll just be the name of that podcast. It'd be like
prepare. Be prepared.
Yeah, but that's it.
Stay safe out there. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.